Today, Kazakhstan is one of the rapidly developing young countries. Kazakhstan's economy is the largest economy in Central Asia. According to the OECD, the economy of Kazakhstan over the past few decades has gone through a long period of steady growth, with a steady increase in the value of gross domestic product per capita. It all started with the collapse of the USSR and the independence of Kazakhstan. However, the young country did not have large material resources, and the economy was deteriorated. The solution was to switch from a planet to a market economy. First stage was privatization, thanks to which Kazakhstan was able to earn 2 billion tenge in the first 2 months by selling state property to the population and entrepreneurs.
The beginning of the second stage of privatization in Kazakhstan was the adoption of the National Program of Denationalization and Privatization in the Republic of Kazakhstan. It was the most massive and difficult period in the history of privatization, which was carried out in four main areas: small-scale privatization, mass privatization, privatization on individual projects, privatization of the agro-industrial complex. The third stage of privatization becomes the stage of transition to sectors programs, when privatization began in the electric power industry, in the oil and gas industry, as well as in the social sphere, healthcare, education, science, and culture. The fourth stage of privatization from 1999 continues to the present, which is characterized by new approaches to the distribution of power between different levels of government in matters of regulation and disposal of state property. The fourth stage of privatization was started by the program of privatization and improving the efficiency of state property management.
The process of transition to privatization was to become irreversible. This was required by the logic of that period. In Kazakhstan, after the crisis of 2008 and after it, the economy developed rapidly due to the entry into market relations, when the republic chose its own Eurasian path of development, absorbing all the positives that was accumulated by the most developed countries of the world. Focusing on small and medium-sized businesses, attracting foreign investors allowed the Republic of Kazakhstan to adequately overcome all crises and leave most of the countries in the post-Soviet space far behind. And taking into account the advice and the instructions of the Yilbasa, work in regions of the Republic has revived. For example, the study of the minutes of the meeting of the Akimat of the October region, dated June 13, 2001, on the issue on the development of small business in the region, showed that in this region, in pursuance of the law of the Republic of Kazakhstan on the state support for small business, act of the President of the Republic of Kazakhstan and the government, decrees regionally, city and district programs for the development and the state support for small businesses for 2001 and 2002. The ongoing work in the region has made it possible to achieve a steady growth trend in the economic indicators of the development of small and medium-sized businesses. The number of small businesses and the number of employees are increasing the pace of the production and the volume of work performed. Services rendered are increasing, new import substituting industries are being introduced. The number of small businesses has increased into comparison with the corresponding period of 2000 by 9%. The number of employees in the field of small business increased by 13%, and the amounts of people rose by 80,000 people. It's more than 40%.